You're listening to ChainLeak, the crypto news podcast with your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Follow and subscribe today.
Welcome to the ChainLeak podcast. I'm your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Today's episode is about Runwago, running Meets Web3. Today's guest, Martin Lepka, the CFO of Runwago. Welcome to the show, brother.
Hello everyone. It's my pleasure to be here with you. I really like the vibe.
All right, so the first question I usually ask my guests is to give a quick introduction of what you're bringing to the industry for the end users to understand.
Cool. Actually, thank you for the question, because at the end, this is like the main point, what we're going to discuss today. And I would like to say that we are, first of all, bringing a new industry standards to Web3. We are a company based in Czech Republic, European Union, Central Europe. We are very data oriented. And what we are bringing here is a simple product for a massive market of 300 million people who are just, being active daily runners and just, users of running apps who are just dreaming about monetizing their running goals. So we're bringing something like a running app, just, giving you a chance to monetize your running goals, just, while you are doing something what you already love, and this is running. So basically, this is what we are bringing. The idea itself is very simple. And there are a lot of ideas behind. We went through all the, discovery process and the development itself. So at the end, it's very simple, but the, ideas and development behind is very organized and very systematic, I would say. So yeah, this is what we are going to bring here. Real product for real people with real utility.
Awesome. Now, the first question I would have is, you mentioned it's for running. Will you have now or in the future the ability to earn by walking or doing other exercises?
Okay, cool. I will just maybe I will just have a look. Let's just, have a look on the history a bit of, the project, what we are building right now. The initial idea of Runwago started to be live around at the end of 2023. We came with the idea of sustainable sportify, saying hey, look at this, for example, Steppen or Step Up. These apps were fantastic. Yep. They were just, they were breaking every single record. The narratives were fantastic. And the reason was very simple, because it was for users who exist. And just, it was just, filling their dreams to monetize their running goals or walking goals. I will talk about walking a bit later in this answer.
Okay.
So basically, at the very beginning, we said, all right, let's focus on the sportify and running and walking. Then we did a discovery process, because at the end, we're not talking really here about a small company or small project. We started with a discovery process, investigating, researching the market, talking with hundreds of people, doing researches, doing questionnaires. So we were really having a different approach than, other companies. Okay. And we noticed basically something what you are asking right now. We noticed that people would like to have, for example, sleep to earn, or drink to earn, or eat to earn. That would be great, right? Or for example, swim to earn. All of these things were the narratives were fantastic, because it's, something what is already buzzing with you. But the problem here is that in all of these activities, you do not really, you cannot really properly track the activity and say, yes, it really happened, or not, it didn't happen. Okay. So that's the reason why we said all right, let's make it simple. Let's just, stick to the market of runners or walkers. We'll talk about this later. Let's do a super sophisticated anti-cheat system. So we will always be sure that you did the activity of running or walking. And within the app, to be honest, we are not making a difference about in running or walking. We are just setting some requirements for just, some challenges or runs. So once we are saying hey, it's a monetize your running goals, but in such particular challenge, for example, we are going to launch in a few days after the TGE, the pace will be the most important. So maybe there will be pace in that particular challenge, 14 minutes per kilometer. And we are calling that run because at the end, we don't really want to mess with, we just want to make it simple. But at the end, it will be suitable also for people who are running. Walking.
That was the next question I was going to ask is how do you determine whether a person is running or walking?
Well, to be very honest, we spent on this for like 9 months. From the
Okay.
very beginning, it was very obvious that there will be some challenges, especially in the anti-cheat system, because our devs, they're very progressive. They used back then also the Stepan, and at the very beginning with Stepan, not sure if you are dev or not, it was very easy to, for example, manually create some walk or some data and just then import it to the Stepan, and you kind of fake the run. And there were
Okay.
multiple ways how to fake runs there. And then, Stepan kind of improved, but at the end they failed because of the non-sustainable model. But the app itself was fantastic because it was just, filling dreams of people. So the way how we do it and how we track if the activity happened or was performed is that you always have to use some tracking device. Your phone, we are supporting like phones like iOS or Android. At the moment, the app is live already on the App Store and Google Play.
Yeah.
We're supporting wearable devices like Apple Watch or Wear OS devices like, some Xiaomi or Samsung, watches, smartwatches. And also we have implemented a support of Garmin. So the Garmin, I guess you're familiar with that. Again, I'm going back to a discovery process. Maybe we should talk about this discovery process a bit more to, our audience to understand how this project was built. And we decided like, hey, once like 75% of people are asking you, hey, are you going to support Garmin? You cannot say no because we don't want or because some, ideas behind. No, we just, we said, all right, let's cover the majority of the market. Let's support the Garmin. And we did. It took us a long of time. Going all through the due diligence, security checks, and just, penetration checks and so on. But at the end, we made it. And at the moment, we're the only 100% sustainable running app in the industry having a Garmin support. And we are very proud of it, to be honest.
Okay, now let's start here. The run to earn mechanics. Break that down for people to understand.
Cool. Fantastic question. And actually, maybe to give a context to our audience, before we started this recording, we were just talking to each other and saying like, hey, there are runners out there who just are dreaming about just monetizing their running goals because it's like that. It's just everybody knows some people who are running anyway, and it pains, it hurts, your knees and so on. You're sweating, it's hot outside or cold outside, so you're dreaming that, oh, I wish to be a professional athlete and earn just millions of dollars. All right, here you will not earn millions of dollars, and actually your earnings will also depends on you and how you are just, being motivated actually. And let's just, talk about, these run to earn, like running challenges and how you can earn money here with the app. Let's simplify the whole concept to just, understand. It's me here, it's you here, and let's pretend that there are like, next 100 people. And we came to this table, for example, here saying like, all right, guys, let's do a challenge. Let's say that like, all of us will put on the table $1,000, and saying like, hey, who will run 50 or who will walk, whatever, just for example, 50 kilometers in next 4 weeks, he completed the challenge and he will get back his $1,000. And who will not complete the challenge, his $1,000 will go to a profit share pool and will be redistributed to people who just, completed the challenge. This is basically after just, a discovery process and all the investigations and just, doing multiple ways how to create a sustainable concept. This is the only one. So basically what Runwago is doing is giving you a chance to just, to monetize your running goals, but you do not need to organize such event with your friends and so on. We are doing this for you. So the concept is pretty simple. You just, you pick a challenge fitting your, just, fitting your fitness level. Let's say you can choose a very, just, hardcore one. You can choose an easy one. You deposit into that challenge, kind of like betting on yourself, saying like, hey, all right, it's all in my hands. It's very simple. If I complete the challenge, I will get my deposit back. Plus I will get extra money from people who failed. Very important thing here is that you as a user, you are not competing with others. You are competing only with yourselves because you need to just complete the challenge. It's not about completing it first or last. It does not really matter. It matters yes or no, and that's it. So the concept is very simple. It's like
let me stop you there. Is there a time frame on ending the task?
Yes. At the very beginning, once you are just, going through and selecting potential challenge you would like to pick or just, participate, the duration in advance. So exact, conditions of the challenge. For example, duration, 4 weeks, distance, 100 kilometers, pace, 8 minutes per kilometer and less. And that's it. And you can select, hey, this is something matching my running goals. And, and you can just, bet on yourself and you can start using that.
That had you push yourself as well. That's I use this Samsung smartwatch and it has the ability to create and set goals for myself for my health and my exercise. It's a similar concept, but rather than just setting a goal and never trying to meet it, when you put that emphasis on, hey, I'm telling myself I have to do it. I just put 50 Runwago on this, and I'm going to lose it if I don't hit this goal. That puts the pressure on the end user. I like that a lot.
That's exactly what it is. It's not about earning like millions of dollars, like, making from nowhere, from like not sustainable tokenomics. This is giving you a chance to monetize your running goals and especially giving you another extra layer of motivation and a reason to be disciplined. Because at the end, there are like two very important things. What we are seeing in a society right now, society is extremely, and people in general, because we are humans, we are motivated by gains and we are motivated by losing. So potentially motivation of gaining money or earning money or just losing money, there are like two very strong motivations at the moment, just forcing you to be in. And since this is about also a healthy lifestyle and you're doing that already, this is something what you should do already, but never mind. We're giving you extra layer of motivation. And there is also another thing. Once we are talking about like, extra motivation, it's very important to understand that we are not teaching users or runners to do anything new. They're already running with tracking devices. And, we will just give them a chance. Hey, here is an app where you can really monetize your goals. And that's it. It's very simple. And at the end, the idea, the app itself, it's live. It's live on App Store and Google Play. And, you can try it. And that's it. We're just, giving you new friends there.
As far as the overall earning and setting goals, how do you avoid people cheating the system?
Long story short, we just implemented an anti-cheat system, which is like being very well developed and tested by hundreds of users already. Just, our professional testers. There are some limitations, of course. For example, what maybe some users can be disappointed is that we are excluding potential, like a chance to run on treadmills because we need a GPS location, for example. So of course, yes, having anti-cheat system and saying users, we are really properly tracking everything is very important, but at the end it limits some users. But this is what we have at the moment without the GPS, for example, as one of very few parts of, not very few, of a lot of parts, we're just collecting all of these, parts together and saying and doing validations through our anti-cheat system, is the run was legit or not. So there are a lot of aspects of that we tested, we tested like motorbikes, cars, combinations, rollers, horses, all of these kind of weird environments. It was everything tested. And we have set of data, so we can just, said, yes, it was done properly, or no, it was not done properly. And we have the same concept for every single device.
Now, with that, you're saying to have the system count your actions, it has to be a 1-2 physical step as a human being?
Yes. Of course, you can just, if you will really try hard, you can find some way how to cheat the system. But at the end, the backend is fully secured, like, security token to security token. This is like, dev side. This is like not possible to do. On the activity side or activity wise, it's like, to be honest, at some point it's easier for you to just, give it to your friends and give him few bucks than to just, try to just, cheat the system. But at the end, the app is live for some time, like at the moment for 14 or 12 days, 2 weeks. And before we did a very, very deep testing, and we were testing with hundreds of people. So you can try, and that's like, that's really up to you. But the chance that you will just fake it is very low at the moment. And compared to Stepan, it's a completely different level.
Now, another thing, it's not user verified to where, like you just mentioned that there, I could have, if my sister-in-law is running a marathon and I wanted to give her my watch to run up my numbers, that would work in theory, correct?
Correct. But at the end, it does not really matter because, she is, the person performing the run. And
the run's still happening. It's not just faking the numbers. The run happened.
That's it.
And you're earning for the exercise itself.
Exactly. So it does not really matter. You are just handling her account, and in this case. So, but she's participating, and you are already using the app. And you see the idea where you are going. I will give you more ideas because this is very basic what you mentioned. Just imagine that you have kids and they are lazy still on their phones, and you are saying like, "Hey, do you know what? I will not give you any more money." Like no money anymore. I will just, top up your account there, and you will need to run like 50 kilometers and then you will get your money. All of these kind of like concepts.
Oh, that's cool.
They are available. They're available, and we can work them. We can work with them. At the moment, we're doing illegal reviews on all of these concepts for multiple countries because at the moment the app is available worldwide, except like very few countries, like very weird countries. Let's say we can skip this. So at the moment, we are just doing reviews, all of these things, and we will just we will allow users to also deposit fiat money, like, US dollars, euros, and so on. So basically the idea behind this, these like, challenges and just, deposit pools and reward pools, it's pretty simple. And because we are here because of money, we're not here just, to learn people how to use the MetaMask or Trust Wallet and so on. We are here to take the biggest market as possible. So the fiat support we are currently building and implementing will be there within 2-3 months. This will be, the main goal, for just, Web2 people. Because at the end, I guess that a lot of people who are running. You already mentioned, for example, like, some, that lady. Yeah. Sorry, I don't remember who she was. So,
it's my sister-in-law, but you're good. Yeah.
Okay, cool. But definitely you have more people as well who knows they're running. And then at the end, you can just, share the referral with them. And by the way, that's the reason why the app is already trending in Central Europe and, for example, also in Turkey, because the referral works fantastic. Because it's very simple. You will probably not recommend to your friends like, hey, this is a fantastic app for meme trading or casino. Use my referral for just, for casino. You will not do this. But once you will be sharing something what users for activity they do anyway, and they want to monetize their goals, and you are not really implementing crypto there because they will just use the Apple Pay. It's very simple, and that's it. And this has the potential.
That would be the thing. At the end of the day, most people wouldn't even be interested in the crypto aspect. If you think of the global population, most people still don't understand this industry, but they all work out. So you have to tie that into whether you're walking or running. Everybody walks or runs, but not everybody is into crypto. So the way you could get your referrals is basing it just on the exercise itself.
I 1,000,000% agree. As I mentioned already, at the very beginning, we did a discovery process. I will just, break down a bit. The Runwago project, Runwago itself is a stock company registered in European Union, having at the moment over 25 full-time employees. And we are not small project. We are supported by Garmin. We have a partnership with Puma. You can see everything in the app. And we are not building this project with the idea saying like, hey, we're crypto enthusiasts. That's fine. So we will push everybody to crypto. No, this will not work. You cannot force people to do something what they don't really want to do. And to be honest, we are here because of money. That's first. And we are here to be long term. If you have a look on Adidas Running or Nike Run or Strava or all of these apps, their longevity is insane. They're here for years, they're here for 10, 15 years, easy, and people love them and using them like, at a daily basis, very long time. So we came here with a different idea. We understand that just, in 2-3 months, we will implement the fiat support. And at the end, from the research we did, even people who are using crypto, they will be most likely using, the Web2 challenges, because with Apple Pay, it will be easier for them. So here is the twist. At the end, for token holders and saying like, the token buys at the moment, we are going to have TGE on September 18, 2025. Maybe the token is already live once our audience is just, seeing this video.
Okay.
We, for the first 2-3 months, we're going to have challenges only for Runwago tokens. Meaning very important thing. So the Runwago token holders can try only them. We will not be just, inviting Web2 people right now because they will be confused anyway. So Runwago token holders, then they can try, they can deposit, they can earn, they can just, give us feedback. So we will be building the app together, and together, this is very important here to mention. Then we will give them tools for user onboarding or like for Web2. So they will be getting, and everybody like Runwago token holder will be getting a revenue share token. So at the end, what we are building here, we're a very like well-organized, almost like, we're organized Web3 company here with a goal to just, tokenize our future profits. So it's RWA, actually, like real world assets. The only difference here is that we are not really saying, these kind of fantastic, like, fairy tales, like other projects do, saying like, hey, we will buy a Scarscaper in Dubai and then we will give you a revenue share from renting. No, we're not doing these kind of things. We are having a real product right now. Everybody can download it on App Store and Google Play, can touch it. And then we'll see that, hey, this is something what we are building. Very simplified, 300 million people worldwide, simple, and, ready to use.
Okay. Now, to circle back on the challenges, let's go deeper on what the challenges would look like. And from an end user perspective, what types of challenges would they be met with inside the application?
Okay. At the end with challenges is pretty simple. All the time you are having some criterias. Let's start with the duration. At the moment, by default, every single challenge is going to have a duration 4 weeks, meaning that you will deposit right now. On Sunday, the challenge starts and will last 4 weeks. And during these 4 weeks, you need to complete the challenge. You're not competing with others. You just need to complete the challenge. So this is the duration. Then you have a distance, saying like, hey, for example, you need to run in total 50 kilometers. This is going to be a distance challenge. It does not really matter if you will do it at once, just 50 kilometers, just in a few hours, or you will just run 2-3 kilometers per day, and then you will just do it by yourself. And then you will have a limitation of pace, because of course you mentioned, we were talking about the walking at the beginning. Every single challenge is going to have a specific pace, saying, for example, you need to do, oh, sorry, you're from States, so you need to do like, 1 mile. Sorry, I was messing with kilometers. I didn't realize. But no, of course, by the way, the app is like ready also full miles, so not only kilometers. So the challenge will say like, hey, the limit of pace here is, for example, 8 minutes per mile. And you need to meet this criteria, and that's it. And it's pretty simple.
Okay. Now, you talked about your mobile device and fitness devices, watches. What types of sensors are reading that data?
Okay, cool. Actually, I think that people do not even realize how many sensors their cell phones has. It's like, right, it's really insane. So we are basically using almost all of them except microphones or camera. But we're
Okay.
using all kind of like, the sensors just measuring
Gyro
the steps.
sensors and yeah.
Sure, these are kind of things like, the vibrations and all of these kind of things, the GPS location. And, they're like way more. Our devs like would be happy to talk about it for hours, but let's simplify that. We're just, taking data for every single second for just, from the device. And then we're putting them together and just we're going through with our anti-cheat system and doing an
To
analysis
verify
saying like
the
yes or
data.
no. We're verifying that, because at the end the data we get from the phone, they're raw, and we need to just sort them. And the reason why we're coming with the token right now and the challenges right now is that we are really here to we are here to raise Web3 industry standards. We don't want to be the project saying, hey guys, hello, we are just building layer 6 on Bitcoin with AI hyper protocol,
Right.
doing whatever, who knows, nobody understands, no users, no buyers, everybody is confused, and there's like 10 projects per day, like this.
Yeah.
And we're saying no, we are just bringing the real product, not saying soon, and we are just bringing product already tested and just ready for real people with real problems, fixing real issues. So yeah, that's the difference.
Okay. Now, another thing, you guys have a partnership with Garmin, or are you just integrated with the Garmin devices?
I understand the question. To be super strict to the agreement we have, we just officially integrated the Garmin.
Okay.
Because I know we're in the Web3 space, and back then, once you have no product, you need to have at least some partnership. And once you have no product, you need to have at least the token, with a lot of marketing. And we're not really going this way. So from the most strict point of view, we integrated the Garmin, and not having partnership, as usually people believe like partnership are super important in Web3. But hey, we integrated the Garmin. It took us months. By the way, the Garmin is a company doing also radars, aviation, boats, and all of these kind of things. So it's not really easy. And just few freaks who are just doing some devices. It's not really like that. So yeah, so I would like to say we integrated the Garmin.
Are you the first Web3 company to integrate into the Garmin software?
We did a research on this, and there were some ideas for companies saying like, hey, we will do the same. But at the end, they came with the token, they never delivered the product. So, and if they ever claim that, hey, we're just, supporting Garmin, maybe there are some, but we didn't find them because they didn't do any marketing or not, irrelevant to the market. And maybe there were some projects who said like, or they were some projects who said, hey, Garmin support, but at the end, they're not really supporting that. Of course, we can talk about the step, and they're supporting also. There are some projects supporting Fitbit and so on, but we're not really competing with them because we're saying, hey, we're the first 100% sustainable, just, Sportify project here, having the Garmin support, because we are just ready for Web2 people mainly.
Now, when it comes to the integration with Garmin, is it a third-party application, or how does that data sync between devices?
Oh, that's a great question for our devs, especially because we spend so much time on that. And I have very clear idea how it is.
Okay.
Long story short, every single Garmin device is only a device tracking the activity and having these multiple sensors and a small display just, showing to users what's going on. Every single Garmin device we are supporting right now is connected with Garmin Connect, which is a robust backend system for Garmin. And, this is the system who is just, analyzing all the data from the device, saving everything, saying hey, great, you meet your goals or whatever. But this is the main thing of the whole Garmin. And from the Garmin Connect, you're exporting your runs, for example, to Nike Run or all of these kind of things. So you are not really, none app on the world is just having a direct integration with the device
the
itself,
device itself,
to the app. You're always going through Garmin Connect. And the reason and the issue here is that once you're going to Garmin Connect, the Garmin is saying like, hey, once we are going to give you an access to the Garmin Connect and all the data, we will really make sure that you are legit. And just, this is not like Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
We will send them an email and they will give us an API keys. No, like API keys, it's not really like that. To give you maybe even a perspective, we are a crypto native app at the moment, and it took us like 7 months to get on the App Store because all the legals saying like if we have all the compliance with potential regulations and so on. So we had to go through the 7 months. And
Different
with Garmin,
jurisdictions, yeah.
Exactly. And with Garmin, it took even longer. But I have to say, at the end of the day, Garmin is a very professional company, and I'm very happy that we have this support because we are opening again like to another like set of tens of millions of people who are just using Garmin, and at the end they can use their app what they're using right now, because as I mentioned, they're exporting the run from the Garmin Connect to their favorite app, which is not allowing them to monetize their running goals. And next to each other, they can use the Runwago app, and they can export the same run to the Runwago as an extra layer of motivation and having a chance to monetize their running goals. So very simple and very clever, I guess.
That's awesome. Now, in addition to Garmin, do you guys have plans for Apple Watches, Samsung Watches, Hawaii? What does that look like for other device support in the future?
Okay, Apple Watches and like Android watches, they're already supported. So we are already supporting them. You can already use your Apple Watch or Wear OS watch, which is like Samsung Watch or Xiaomi or all of these kind of things. So we are already supporting them. Maybe here I would like to just break down a little bit, because we're not supporting, for example, Fitbit. Because at the end, issues with Fitbit is that we cannot ensure that user, as for example, you will just hack the data in the device itself and send us the fake data. In case of the Garmin, it's not possible because you have no access for that, because Garmin, to be honest, is built differently. These guys, they're bringing like, aviation standards and just, standards from boats and from the GPS for boats. They're bringing these standards. So the data source is extremely secured. But with other devices, it's not really possible. But I would like to say one thing here. As I mentioned already, we're thinking very long term. We're just, monetizing the profits. We're planning, the revenue share for token holders, because we believe that this will be the future of the industry, like of the Web3, RWA mainly. We're from Central Europe, Czech Republic. Our central bank is buying like, stocks of the Coinbase. They're going to do Bitcoin reserves. So we're very progressive here, like, in this case and in Europe in general. And we are going to support augmented reality glasses. And this is something what is very important cool. to know. During the discovery process, we said like, hey, all right, people are running because they love it, and they just, want to be entertained a bit more. So with Runwago, the goal here, the ultimate goal here is to give them, like, with advanced technologies, to give them ultimate emotions. So for example, give me a second. For example, we are just using, like, for the development itself, like Apple Vision Pro. We have a couple of them in the company, and I just, everybody can go to our YouTube or to our official websites and check, the link to the YouTube and see how our vision of augmented reality looks like. We already developed the MVP. Sure, now it's for Apple Vision Pro, but I don't know if you're familiar or not. Meta and Google, they're already planning to release next year their augmented reality glasses. Then they will look like a Ray-Ban glasses. So this is something what's coming. And at the end, what we are expecting here, we want to be ready for this, because we are expecting that users will start buying that and will just, be looking for some utility and just, for some apps they can use. And what we would like to do here is that you will be, during the run, you will see some things and you will be just, catching stars and so on. I really just, everybody go to our YouTube and you can check yourself. It's really cool.
All right. Yeah, no, that sounds great. So to close out the interview today, let's go into star rewards. What does that look like for an end user?
Actually, a great question. At the end, as I already mentioned, we did a discovery process, and that's the first thing. And we are building an app for like Web2 people who are already using their running apps. We're not trying to bring here like something absolutely new, what they're not used to and what they don't want. So basically what we're talking about here is a star mode. To give people more context, once I just really encourage you go and download the app. It's pretty simple. For your running activities, and just doing some other tasks, you are getting stars. And for these stars, you can claim items. For example, the Runwago like T-shirt, or some items from our partners. So this is the concept of the star mode. And also in the star mode, there is implemented like daily streak, or doing the daily task, weekly streaks, and so on. So you are just getting and gaining multipliers to not getting, for example, 5 stars for the 1 kilometer of run, but for example, 10 or 20. And at the end, like, to give also users, because I believe that we have a lot of people in audience, like, from founders and also like builders. What we are doing here is that we are building this entire company with Web2 standards, and we're just bringing these standards to Web3 industry. So at the end, for the user, it looks like, hey, it's fantastic. It's a star mode. I will be collecting stars and claiming items.
Yep.
But from the app perspective and the product perspective, it's a retention rate tool, because we need great retention rates, because we need to earn money here, and we need to keep people like within the app. So that's the reason why we have implemented also a referral system, by the way, heavily inspired by Duolingo. So we are not really messing here. And for example, just once I was talking about tasks for stars, so you can get rewarded by stars, for example, pushing your friends in the app you invited before. So they will be again, like, kind of like taken back to the app and just, forced to use it again, or will be at least notified. So this is the star mode about. And again, I'm just saying it from the product voice and from the product perspective, it's something what should keep people in. And I would like to add one more thing here.
Yeah.
Because why we just, develop the star mode is not because the star mode itself, but because the 100% sustainable concept in the challenge mode. And let me break through. I already said that people who just completed the challenge are going to be rewarded by people who failed. And here is the twist. We did a very deep research about just feelings of people who failed. And they're not, and not surprisingly at the end, they're not angry with the app. They're not saying, hey, the app, the wrong app, they're not judging the app. They're just judging themselves. They're angry with themselves. And, very like phenomenon here is that they're just coming back and saying like, all right, I failed, but right now I will make it better. And they're even increasing their bets. And from the psychology perspective, it's pretty simple. We are giving them a chance because once they're, for example, doing a 50% of or just, half of the challenge, during the challenge, they're already gaining stars. Then they fail, but they already have a commitment to the app because they already have some stars. They can just, doing the running itself for stars. So they're already there. So they're thinking, oh, all right, maybe I can just, try another challenge. Yeah. And that's, this is like, how it works. I would like to mention here a very important thing, because I know that at the end, this will be maybe your final question. What will happen just, if everybody will just, complete the challenge? This is very unlikely to happen. And, then if the person will be really angry with the app or not. And we are always saying an example. Imagine, I don't know if you're smoking cigarettes or cigars or anything. Let's imagine that you really want to skip. Let's say that you really want to quit, that you want to quit smoking. And for example, your friends are telling you, hey, you really should start smoking. Do you want to do a bet? Just let's say, hey, and you say, yes, of course, I'm so strong, I can do it. I'm very I can do it. I'm motivated enough. Hey, let's say let your friend is named Joe. Hey, Joe, do you know what? I'm betting $1,000 that I will quit smoking in 4 weeks. And then in 4 weeks, for example, you failed, and just, you go to your friend and giving him $1,000, and you are not angry with your friend, you're angry with yourself. Yeah. And most probably what you will do, your friend will tell you, hey, do you know what? I was kind of expecting that you will fail. And you will most probably say, hey, do you know what? I'm betting 2K right now. And I will do it again. And now I will show you how great I am. And basically, this is also how this extra motivation layer works for people. And this is also how we are expecting that people will behave also then later once they will fail. But anyway, we want to be really covered in all scenarios. So we just brought the star mode to really keep as many people as possible in, to have this extra layer of motivation. And along, they can still use their favorite running app. That's, up to them.
That's awesome. Well, I appreciate you being here today. This has been Runwago. Running Meets Web3 with Martin Lepka. Thank you for being here, brother.
Thank you very much. I really enjoyed. Nice energy. Thank you.
All right, bye. Have a good day.
The Crypto News Podcast with your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Follow and subscribe today.